Please be advised this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Always do your own research to make and come to your own conclusions about the topic being discussed. This video will include speculations and alleged accusations, as well as rumors that have surfaced through the media and fan bases. Exclusive deep dive: Britney Spears industry doll, corruption of team conservatorship continues. Jason Alexander warned Britney about Sam and Cade.
There is always three sides to a story, and here is his side of the story versus the Britney Spears brand, and then there lies the truth.
A good chunk of this video will include segments regarding focus on Jason Alexander, more famously known as Britney's first husband that she had married in Vegas back in 2004. I want y'all to zero in and tell me what you think about his side of the whole story. He has spoken out numerous times, and not many report the quotes from these interviews, nor show or promote his narrative. When we hear or see him in the press, it is usually negative and paints a continuous theme, a bad picture and image of him. All I ask is you open your heart and mind to him, give him the benefit of the doubt, and hear him out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below if anything has changed for you regarding Jason. Hearing things from his own mouth instead of based off of the tabloid written articles. Remember, we have seen them in the media turn the smallest of events, twisted them into a big reach, even with Britney before and with other high headlining famous celebrities. There is no right or wrong answer here in relation to my request, but us all discussing it can help solve answers and missing pieces to the puzzle. I also wanted to review Jason and the other characters in this pop princess's story. I had noticed some things he had said ended up kind of happening and are currently playing out for the world stage to see as we speak. Is Britney free? Like I have said many times in the past videos, she is not, and sadly might never ever fully be. It's not that easy when your name, face, and image is a brand. She has horribly been used by the entertainment and music industry for gain, as well as her management team, her own family, and even past lovers, and even bigger elitists than you can ever imagine.
Possibly, allegedly, Palms, TriStar, Jive, RCA, Larry Rudolph, Lou Taylor, Robin Greenhill, Andrew Wallet, Judge, Brenda Penny, Ticketmaster, Live Nation, TMZ, The Kardashians, Las Vegas, Ventura County PD, Doubletree, Hilton, CAA, Irving Azoff, Maloof Productions and Pictures, whom also own the Sacramento Kings of the NBA, Arco Arena, Southern Highlands Golf Club, as well as part of the Palms Casino Resort in Vegas. Their old money dates back to 1937 with Coors Brewing Company, as well as founding the Money Cup in the skateboarder sport world, also being the main sponsor for the development of Skate 3 The Game. There are a lot of shady people and webs woven in this story.
While we are on the calling them out note, let me make mention there is an article in Daily Mail that has an exclusive about music's most powerful man, Irving Azoff, and his wife, who had been accused of being a pervy who burned a maid with cigarettes and made her clean used sex toys and allegedly groped her chest twins, according to the lawsuit allegations. Seems like power tactics and abusc. Rochelle and her husband Irving are listed to be worth an estimated $400 million. The victim Martinez also names Irving as well, saying he was well aware of the events that took place in the mansion and failed to do anything. Martinez said it started to take place when she spoke up about not receiving owed overtime wages, and that it seemed to be submissive obedience, allegedly, that was starting up. She also stated it was obviously a power dynamic at play in the eyes of the missus.
On Reddit, it was said in a comment, "This is Kris Jenner's best friend, and Aunt Shelly," to Kim, Khloe, and Kourtney. Also, allegedly, their son, Jeff Azoff, was at one time Britney Spears' manager during her conservatorship and exploited and abused her. There was one tweet about this that was famously liked by Lady Gaga, and there had been continuous rumors about the father sending snakes and briefcases to his enemies to scare them.
Okay, let me back it up a little bit and go back to the main focus. The corruption that has always and continues to surround the pop star and living legend. Not only have we been hearing things about Britney herself not trusting her ex Sam and believing he was and has been in cahoots with her father Jamie, which is something Jason Alexander has in the past discussed openly, claiming that Sam is actually gay, which has some people believing he was possibly cozy all along with Kate. The wedding was a Hollywood contract, according to Jason, and its expiration was in writing, then saying it will end in about 2 years. If you need a quick refresher, Jason Alexander had been arrested for trespassing and causing a so-called dangerous threat and scene inside the home of his ex the day of the surprise wedding to Sam. He has kept the same story and timeline. It has not changed. He claims that he and Britney continued to have a friendship over the years with many gaps of no speaking and sneaking calls and texts from time to time. He still to this day has the same cell phone number in case she needs to get in contact with him. Jason explained there was a time after they were separated by her team and parents and had reached out to him in 2011 and 2012, but had a few gaps, and then around 2017, 2019, and 2020 had been speaking with him again. Oddly enough, he stands by his word that Britney had contacted him through a friend of her sister's in a random message in 2020. We do know Britney had done this with a few people, as we learned in the documentaries released during and after her conservatorship, where we saw and heard from people who had arranged like secret bathroom meetings, burner phones, and other situations. He even mentioned a time he had gone to Hawaii and Britney's team found out and took her out of there as soon as he had arrived. He wondered why she didn't hold up to her part of the bargain, and he said he had called for a wellness check on her. Jason was noticed in the sea of fans during the Free Britney movement in the streets of LA in support of Britney and hopes she could finally be provided with the freedom she deserves, the same freedom that was taken away from her and from being married to him back in 2004. While we are on the same page about 2004, it had been said in many interviews and live Q&As that Britney and Jason had grown up together in Louisiana. Around 2003 into 2004, when Britney was already famous and taking time off from touring, she would come back home and hang out with her close-knit community, friends, and family. Among the group was Jason, who was also very close with Brian, Britney's older brother. During holiday break, Britney was home and held a gathering of friends at the home she grew up in, which at that time was set up as a bed and breakfast or a family guest house, as they all had moved to a new home and mansion. Britney and Jason had been close and talking continuously at that time, and Britney was not with Justin. The holiday vacation turned into a private jet set for a 3-day trip with friends, including Jason, to Vegas for New Year's. Personally, I recall and remember reading rumors in magazines that her team feared she was going to take off and run away with Jason after they got hitched. Jason said it was mentioned and discussed, but he didn't want to run from life, not just with her, but his football dreams, as he was still in college and playing football, looking towards a future in the NFL. Jason had said that when she wanted to just take off together, he had then realized the pressure and stress she was under for someone at their age and the control her team had on her. Now, we have to take note, she didn't grow up like us. She has been an industry moneymaker for years, since she was a child. It is mostly pretty much all she knows. Life is what she sees and hears, not really what she's experienced. So, is it far-fetched to say that she may think of life the way she is and has been told? Now, getting some tastes of freedom, supposedly, she probably still doesn't know what to believe or trust. Would you? If you were living in a controlled environment and bubble with no connections to the outside on your own, I mean, think about it. That's why Jason discusses mind control based from trauma and fear, gaslighting the public and her fans, and AI technology. Britney's ex admits that he knows Brit has said some bizarre things before, and she has even lied to him before. But he thinks it's because of fear and PTSD that her team continues to put her through.
Hey, Britney. Get out, bro.
No, get out.
Hey, where's Britney at, bro? I'm Jason Alexander, first husband.
Oh,
I'm here to crash the wedding, bro. Fuck that. So here's the inside scoop, guys, of the bullshit wedding. Jason Alexander. What's up? You love roses? Who are you?
What's up, Michael?
Michael, that's Michael, guys. It's Jason. First husband, here to crash it. No, my name's Jason Alexander. Britney invited me here. Britney Spears invited me here. She's my first wife, my only wife. I'm her first husband. I'm here.
He began to notice
the
these power tactics as soon as they got married, and the family and management found out. They swarmed the New Year's celebration and separated the two from each other right away. Her parents had spoken to him and her apart from each other. Jason claims that they would scare him and say things like, you want to live a normal life and play football, right? You're going to have cameras following you all over and all the time. Your every move is going to be monitored and documented. The parents had known him for many years by then, but it was pretty clear they wanted the marriage to be annulled. The team of men he describes as the Men in Black instantly worked on getting the right documents signed and made promises to the young couple that they will have it annulled, but let them continue to date. And after 6 months, if it all stays the same and how they feel, they will plan a beautiful public wedding. Jason retells and talks how he was brought with her family after they signed papers to Steakhouse 9. Before they start to look at what to order, Brian, Britney's brother, came over to him with a bar napkin that had some numbers written on it, and he told him that was his car waiting for him and that this is a confirmation for some sort of like payment, as they would provide him a way back home. He said Britney never said anything to him, but he noticed and felt she was playing a role all of a sudden, going along with a scripted plan as she had been told to obey. So he went back home still thinking and still having hope, thinking like, I guess that's just how the business is and that's how it works, and they'll just hold their end of the promise. They continued to talk here and there, but he thinks the team only allowed that because he had a lawyer ready to contest the annulment and that he had the right to speak with her up to 30 days to dispute, supposedly, or cancel. But as soon as a month was reached, they were disconnected from each other. Back home, he continued to struggle with the new attention. And when he was back at school, he was embarrassed how the media was portraying their relationship and wedding as like a drunken mistake. He struggled with depression and addiction to partying to the point he dropped out of school, ending his dreams of becoming an NFL star. 2 years later, he spoke out and was having a hard time keeping a job and ended up breaking the NDA and confidentiality agreement and sold his story to an entertainment tabloid and show. Britney felt betrayed, but Jason claims that he had spoken with her and apologized, and that the team were in contact with him, threatening to sue him and scare him back into silence. During 2007, he claimed that she was clearly asking for help and no one would listen, so she would rebel. And the media just used it against her, painting her into narratives and situations turning into like the 5150 hold and conservatorship, as well as losing custody of her children to K-Fed. Thanks, Laura Wasser. Well, we'll get back to that and we'll discuss that. Don't worry. At some point in 2020, they had been in talks, but around 2021 and 2022, he had reached out to Lynn, the mother, in concern of Britney's racy photos on Instagram, saying he was worried that they were either being posted without her permission or that she wasn't aware of it. The next time they spoke, Jason said he brought it up, and she said she has a team of people who handle her account, and that it just is where it's like, okay, I'll approve whatever they figured they're going to be posting. Regarding the nudity, he said she would say, I know, I'm working on that, but never mentioned anything about things being serious and marrying Sam. All of a sudden, his name was being mentioned in articles again, and the angle was bad press. And he noticed that Britney was starting to seem different on the phone again with him. He wasn't sure if it was her being on substances or in fear of being recorded or listening to. Jason's argument is that let Britney herself deny him. Let him meet her for coffee in public if need be. He is not going to harm or hurt her. He just wants to see his old friend and make sure she's okay. His baby's mama has even supposedly said and come out to say that she's talked to Britney throughout the years as well at random, checking in on them. Now, everybody wants to know if they really did speak a couple dates before the wedding. What was the conversation about? Did she have cold feet? Was she excited to finally marry Sam? Nope. According to Jason, they actually argued a bit when he had said something to the point of that Kate was not her friend and how she shouldn't trust him as a friend nor business partner. He claims she never mentioned the wedding or being even engaged to Sam, but it was no secret she was so-called with Sam, as it was told that it was arranged by Jamie, her father, and Sam's stylist at the time for Britney's slumber party music video, Maxie. Maxie, who has actually spoken out after the split, saying the wedding and divorce for Britney's assets were really to be organized and handled regarding her care plan, disputing Sam's reason for the split being that Britney had cheated. The narrative of the cheating scandal took a turn recently, spilling tea among the media that she had been inseparable from an ex-worker of hers. But that's a whole nother video. Check out my video at the end of this to get the scoop on that theory. Now back to the wedding. Jason had said he knew the layout of the house and the backyard, as Britney had told him certain things in the past when they apparently tried to see each other secretly or by fake accident on the public trail behind her home. He took the trail up and ended up meeting and bumping into a person that was sitting up against the fence who he assumed was a security guard of some sort, and the man was actually saying he was pressed trying to catch the exclusive. Jason crossed the fence area as you saw on the live, and he said he turned on his phone and started streaming it live in case of anything, for protection. He then says as soon as he saw the tent was set up beside her home, something hit him where he felt it was either fight or flight. He said his increasing concern for her over the years kicked in, and he knew he had to put a stop to it all today and find out the truth for her well-being, himself and for her fans. Seen on his live video, he went right in the house, right upstairs, and headed towards the bedroom, where he saw a guard and found out that the bedroom doors were locked. He remembers seeing her gown and things being prepped and ready in the opening area as soon as you walk in when he was rushing up the stairs. He also couldn't understand why it was so empty and where everyone was. Obviously, it was when they started to decorate and set up for the event, but he assumed that once Britney saw him, she would let the team know he was okay and to send them away. When he was detained and wrestled down to the ground, he remembers all the crew around kept staring and looking up at a window on the side of the home and swears they were checking to see if she was watching or saw. Right before he was slammed, he saw Cade walking from afar and he called out to him. The media kept mentioning what they always love to mention in articles when it comes to Britney or anybody related to Britney: a knife. They started to say that he was armed and dangerous with a knife. Now, I defend Jason on this one because I myself have a country boy and he always has a damn knife on him, not just for protection, but no joke. If there's like a thread hanging from my shirt or something, yep, there he goes, just flipping it right out and cutting it off. And it's also like he'll be doing a project or something and he stops working and he takes out an apple and starts peeling it and carving it. I'm not even kidding. Jason explains he has always had a knife on him since he was young and that he is a construction guy, but they wanted to keep branding him as this dangerous person and on, let's say, non-prescriptions. He also said that he noticed while he was in jail, like right after, the next day, he was being told that he was on the news. But just a day after that, the main story was now an exclusive. Interviews with Sam by himself, glazing over, completely over the whole wedding crashing situation, not even discussing it, and just focused the attention on the alternative, which was the original planned narrative, Sam's story, his success, and the future push. Sam has close connections with Ventura County, as at one point it's been rumored he himself wanted to be part of LE, and he has some friends in the department actively. This is where we connect the dots between Sam and PD. This is where Ventura County handled the wellness checks on her, as well as the situation with Jason. They did the investigation of the disturbance. Jason stands by the allegations that his troubles with her team is not set or ordered by Rosengart or Britney herself. He states that Cade told the investigators that Britney said one word about the whole thing and said scary. Did Britney know it was Jason at the time? Or is it possible she was told it was just a random stalker or fan? We don't know. Like, Britney has apparently feared and said Sam is corrupt and she couldn't take the pain anymore of faking it and taking it. Jason says the same, adding that Sam clearly just wants to benefit off of her. He is not sexually in the relationship as he is supposedly gay, and compared Sam to George Clooney. Jason has openly said the last time they had spoke, she told him that some of the photos being shown out there in the media of the guests and herself and Sam at the wedding have been photoshopped soon after the call dropped and disconnected. He is not wrong that the media loves to only show him in a negative light, as after the wedding and jail incidents, he has been in a few interviews where he is calm, cognitive, and clear on his stance and story, and the mainstream media and press don't highlight or even suggest to entertain or mention any of that side of things. Jason does say he has moved on from wanting his ex back and that he just is worried for her. He says he and his girlfriend share concern for Britney as they've both been in contact with her the last year and know something is still off. They believe Team Con is still among her circle, and well, they aren't wrong. We have recently been told that Britney hired Laura Wasser as her divorce attorney for Sam, or with the situation with Sam. She is that well-known divorce attorney that many megastars have used to represent them. But why would Britney ever trust that woman with anything in her life ever again after her connection to Team Con, Lou, Jamie, and K-Fed and his lawyers? I mention her with Miss Taylor because of her connection with Lou's resident agent and her own Hyper House agency. Let's dive into Hyper House, shall we? According and directly from the websites about me, it states our team is fucking rad, obviously. Wow. Hyper House is a boutique marketing and creative content studio based in Los Angeles. H&H executives projects on behalf of agencies, brands, and artists both domestically and abroad. We specialize in visual storytelling. Born out of the early punk rock scene, we came of age in Hollywood and refined our skills with iconic brands and artists along the way. Hyper House was founded by longtime marketing and creative veteran Laura Wasser in 2015. Prior to the establishing of Hyper House, Laura held senior level marketing and creative positions at some of the world's most recognizable brands. Laura began her career in the music industry, producing world-class creative and marketing platforms for some of the biggest names such as Vans, Target, PlayStation, Kraft, Converse, Sprite, and Dodge. In 2005, Laura became vice president of marketing for surf brand Hurley. During her tenure at Hurley, she directed creative communications, relationships with brand athletes and musicians, and high-profile events. She produced and oversaw signature marketing campaigns for Hurley's branded U.S. Open for surfing, which attracts more than 500,000 visitors each summer and generated in excess of $4 million in sales in a key Weezer and PacSun fashion and music collaboration, created an exclusive collaboration with musician, artist, and activist Brandon Boyd from the band Incubus, and created a signature partnership with Disney for Tron Legacy. Ms. Wasser also oversaw all art initiatives at the Hurley H Space Gallery in Costa Mesa and Laguna Beach Museum of Art, and produced Hurley pop-up shops nationally. The primary objective of Hyper House was to surround ourselves with the smartest, most creative people we could find, and we've done exactly that. Not only with our incredible in-house staff, but with our extended network of production and creative professionals. We proudly work with the most talented people we know. Our professional histories are varied with years of experience in music videos, filmmaking, agency, creative, all the way to founding startups. These collective experiences are at the heart of what defines us as a group, self-starters who devour to create at the highest level. Pretty much controlling and painting literally the picture for narratives for stars. Good Lord. With the website detailing and highlighting connections with Malik Berry, Ty Dollar Sign, Rock Nation, Tidal, Alicia Keys, Hurley Brand, Hippo Campus. With that agency and shared focus with TriStar Sports and Entertainment Group, a friendship with Larry Rudolph, George Maloof, and Irving Azoff. My God, it all makes sense. In the eyes of stringing it all together, clues of how the entertainment system and business actually works. Now start researching Lou Taylor, Lindsay Lohan, Living Lohan, E-Series, Maloof Television Productions. Or TriStar, Maloof, and Larry Rudolph with Ron Artiste, Sacramento Kings. Or Jamie Spears, Adrian Maloof, 2007. And also, why not throw it in there, Jamie Poker, January 2006. What do you find? Let me know down below. If you find anything you think I might need to explore, send me an email with a link or information at ForTheRecordYourHonor@gmail.com. Also, Britney, if you need a good divorce attorney, contact Christopher Melcher. He was rooting for you and supporting you while outside the courthouse during the conservatorship court hearings. Now, we know Lou Taylor and Robin Greenhill are guilty and still have not faced consequences. Why is that, Matt Rosengart? I'm thankful you took over her situation and was able to undo the conservatorship hold, but why did the judge finally cave? Was it all set up for us? Was it all just rewritten and set back in place secretly, but just as a care plan? Who was assigned to check on her wellness and status regarding ABUSE? I guess no one really. The state doesn't seem to care to enforce it, which is one of the major problems with guardianships and conservatorship systems. No one with real authority checks to make sure things are actually proper in place and that the person is not being taken advantage of physically, mentally, and financially. And if they do or did, I'm sure the team planned and orchestrated a production of perfection for the social reviewer to see and take notes, falling for it all. They never provided what they were supposed to. Team Con. Why aren't they behind bars? They should be, in the meantime, taking away or provoking their statuses and right to own, control, or run any business under the concern of misuse of funds, stealing money, and ABUSE. They all helped strip Britney's human rights for over 13 years and some more. This needs to be addressed and highlighted now. We should still be seeing and seeking justice for Britney regarding these monsters. And Larry, I did not forget about you. You resigning or retiring or whatever is a joke. It's all for your name, business dealings, and reputation to be safe. For now. Larry has been seen often with Cade, Britney's current manager, giving tips and what not to do? Yeah, okay, yeah, right. More like keeping the same company and team in close proximity.
Say what?
Larry is connected to many sus business execs and over the years built many important friendships in the industry. When the business was caught wind and landed their eyes on Britney as a kid and a young teen, they knew they struck gold. But with her innocent sweetness, they knew they could manipulate her. And so they did.